Hello, General Anatomy and Physiology online crew, coming to you midweek with some reminders. As you know, this is a heavy week, probably the most detailed physiology yet, even more detailed than the muscular system. So you've got time to work on this stuff. There are two presentations. There's one on nervous tissue in general, which deals with action potentials, etc. It's really a chemistry lecture if you really want to think about it that way. And then there is the presentation on the central nervous system. So both of those presentations together used to be one big presentation. We decided to split them out to make them a little bit more manageable and trackable. They are both still due this week. At the end of this week, you'll have a quiz coming up over both of those presentations in lecture, and you'll have a lab quiz coming up over some structures from the nervous system and also the ear and the eye. So that's the main stuff to do this week. In addition, you've got a video due, and you will describe for your classmates potentials, and you'll talk a little bit about how sodium and potassium really set the stage for sending information and how neurons can go from resting to being excited. And this will help us think a little bit about what happens on dendrites, which will be that information goes towards the cell body or the soma, and also axons. And axons are the structures that carry electrical current or waves of action potentials away from the soma or the cell body down to the terminal arborization, and then neurotransmitters will be released. So we've seen a little bit of this before. In the muscular system, we talked about the neuromuscular junction, we talked about motor neurons, and we talked about the release of ACH. So in order to release ACH, all of the things that we're dealing with in this chapter, especially on the nervous tissue and conduction, will come into play. So that's this week. Two presentations, nervous tissue and neurophysiology, and the central nervous system. Those are the two lecture presentations. For lab, there are some structures to learn, definitely a lot less than there have been in muscles and bones, but still this is tough nonetheless. And then you'll have a video due on Friday night, and then you will have two quizzes, one for lecture and one lab. Next week, we will have no new content. You'll have a little bit of time to prepare for the next round of exams. We've got Easter coming up, so things are going to be a little bit condensed, but there will be no new content next week. If you need me, please reach out. Make sure you're checking your emails on a very regular basis. Thank you for all the work, crew.